Imagine this. A missile rises from the deserts of India. Within minutes, it leaves the atmosphere. Then suddenly, one missile becomes many. Multiple warheads separate in space. Each one chooses its own target. Sounds like science fiction? No. This is India's Agni-5. But here's the question nobody is asking. Did India invent these ideas thousands of years ago? Why did the father of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, quote the Bhagavad Gita after witnessing the world's first nuclear explosion? Why does DRDO name its weapons Agni, Rudram, Varunastra, Pinaka, Brahmastra, Divyastra, and Sudarshan? Coincidence? Or are these names inspired by technologies described in our ancient texts? Today, we investigate one of the most controversial questions in history. Were the so-called divine weapons of the Mahabharata and Ramayana merely mythology? Or were they descriptions of technologies humanity is only now beginning to understand? And if ancient India truly possessed knowledge far ahead of its time, what else have we forgotten? Welcome to the Indian narrative. Before we begin, 90% of people watching this video are not subscribed. If you love India's history, geopolitics, military technology, hidden stories, and untold narratives, subscribe now. Because what you're about to hear will completely change the way you look at India's ancient texts. The day the nuclear age began. July 16, 1945. A desert in New Mexico. The world's first nuclear bomb explodes. A blinding flash lights up the sky. Scientists cheer. History changes forever. But one scientist stands silently. Robert Oppenheimer. And the words that come to his mind are not English, not German, not Latin, but Sanskrit. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. A verse from the Bhagavad Gita. The question is, why? What did Oppenheimer see in that explosion that reminded him of ancient India?
I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Brahmastra versus nuclear weapons. Now let's enter the world of the Mahabharata. Ancient texts describe a weapon called the Brahmastra. A weapon so powerful that it emitted a light equal to thousands of suns. Land became barren. Water sources became poisoned. Future generations suffered deformities. Entire regions became uninhabitable. Sound familiar? Many compare these descriptions to the effects of nuclear radiation after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now this does not prove ancient nuclear weapons existed. But these similarities are fascinating. And that's where our investigation begins. India's modern Brahmastras. Let's fast forward to 2026. India possesses Agni-5 MIRV, BrahMos, Rudram, Pinaka, S-400 defense shield, hypersonic missile programs, AI-powered drones, advanced surveillance systems. Notice something? The names: Agni, Rudram, Varunastra, Divyastra, Sudarshan. These aren't random names. They come directly from India's civilizational memory. And when we compare their roles with descriptions found in ancient texts, the similarities become even more interesting. The weapon that looks like modern drone swarms. Today, military experts fear one thing above all else: drone swarms. Hundreds, thousands, even millions of AI-controlled drones attacking simultaneously. China is investing heavily in this capability. The United States is preparing for it. India is developing it. But thousands of years ago, the Mahabharata describes a weapon called the Narayanastra. A weapon that attacked from multiple directions simultaneously. A weapon that multiplied attacks. A weapon that became stronger when resisted. a terrifying concept that sounds remarkably similar to modern autonomous drone warfare. Coincidence? You decide. The ancient Indian Iron Dome? What if I told you the Ramayana describes something resembling a missile defense shield? A weapon called Brahmadanda. Unlike other weapons, its purpose wasn't destruction. Its purpose was interception, neutralization, defense. No terrifying concept. Modern nations spend billions creating systems like S-400, THAAD, Iron Dome, Golden Dome. But ancient texts speak of a force capable of stopping even the deadliest divine weapons. A fascinating parallel. Weather warfare. This chapter will shock many viewers. Most people think controlling weather belongs in science fiction. But during the Vietnam War, cloud seeding operations were reportedly used to influence weather patterns. Today, weather modification remains a controversial subject. Yet ancient Indian texts describe Agni-5, Varunastra, Vyastra, Brahmastra, weapons linked to fire, water, wind, and earth. Were these symbolic, literal, or descriptions of concepts we no longer fully understand? AI surveillance and the Mahabharata. Today, AI can identify targets. Drones can track movements. Satellites can watch entire countries. Military systems can make decisions in seconds. Now think about Sanjaya, a man who watched an entire war unfold from far away. Think about Sudarshan Chakra, a weapon that identified its target and never missed. Think about barbaric arrows, weapons described as capable of finding specific targets. Whether symbolic or technological, the parallels are astonishing. Maybe the question is not, did ancient India have missiles? Maybe the real question is, how much knowledge from the ancient world have we failed to understand? Because every civilization leaves clues. Egypt left pyramids. Rome left roads.
मैं सिंहासन नहीं हूं अर्जुन, जिसका अधिकार दिया लिया जाए। वासुदेव कृष्ण नाम है मेरा, जो मुझ पर अपना अधिकार मान लेता है, मैं स्वयं पर उसका अधिकार मान लेता हूं।
The answer remains open, but one thing is certain. The deeper you study India's ancient literature, the harder it becomes to dismiss it. Comment below. Which ancient weapon fascinates you the most? Brahmastra, Narayanastra, Sudarshan Chakra, or Pashupadastra? And remember, history is not always what we are taught. Sometimes the greatest mysteries are hidden in plain sight.